Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer, and today we are taking a look at the Akira-Class, a starship far older than she appears. This ship likely dates back to the Cardassian Wars, and was probably mothballed after the Grand Age of Peace began, with galaxy-derived designs dominating the fleet. Right up until Wolf 359 happened, and the Fleet Command decided to soil its pants out of fear. Going, oh crap, our peaceful fleet of exploration just got its ass handed to it by a single Borg cube. Let's roll out the ships designed to fight. You know, retrofit them with modern tech and get them out into the fight. Now, some of you would go, oh, no, these ships date to after Wolf 359. Registry codes. I put out a similar comment in a lore vid from another channel. I'll probably include that description, but anyway, I explained, and this is where, otherwise explaining the registry codes of the Wolf 359 fleet. Mothballed just in case. Which brings us to the Akira. This is one of the first CGI-only ships in Star Trek. There was no physical model. There was a foam core mock-up, but no physical model. It was all CGI in First Contact. Sorry. But, to the ship itself. There are a number of versions of this ship. One Tier 3, which includes a phaser cannon console, point defense system. A Tier 5, well, the Tier 3 version is called the Thunderchild, after the USS Thunderchild, which fought gloriously at Wolf 359, handing that cube its rear end. The Tier 5 version is called the Armitage-Class. I think you're starting to see a theme here. The Akira is named after the manga OVA series Akira, which is actually a favorite of mine. I actually enjoy the animated Akira movie. Armitage is another anime series, which I will admit is interesting. I've watched it. It's not one of my favorites, but it's interesting enough. And this version, the Tier 6, is the Altia, as in Battle Angel Altia. I've never paid attention to that series. I actually never heard of it before this ship came out, but I figured the name sounds like a manga anime series, so I was right. Now, ignore this. Heavy Strike Wing Escort? No. Just no. This was after the massive carrier redo fest, where every ship was given a somewhat redesign. Flight deck cruisers became flight deck carriers with 2 slots instead of 1, while ships like these just got renamed from Heavy Escort Carrier, which honestly fit the ship rather well, to Strike Wing Escort. I want to smack who was ever responsible for that, because Escort Carrier worked just fine. Ships like this, ships like the Akira, are perfectly suited for the Escort Carrier role. They're basically the Saint Lo of Starfleet. They are escort carriers. Why deny it? Oh right, because Cryptic doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to starship classifications. Anyway, back to topic. This is a very good design, a very good ship. It can launch fighters to harass your enemies, while you go in with cannons. Lots of cannons. Some would mount dual heavies. A lot of dual heavies, in fact. I've only mounted this one with normal dual phaser cannons, but you can mount this thing with dual heavies if you like. I only mounted mine with lights because, well, the heavies are on other ships and other tunes. It's not as maneuverable as most other glass cannon ships. Of course, it makes up for that by having 6 other targets for your enemies to shoot at. Instead of just one ship with a lot of guns mounted to it, there's a lot of guns mounted to this ship, and you have a fighter squadron. Sucks to be whoever you're fighting. At any rate, would I recommend you get your hands on this ship? It would be extremely difficult for you to get your hands on the Thunderchild. After all, it's a DIL-only ship nowadays, unless you were me and got your hands on, you know, the Tier 3 version before it became DIL store bait. I got the Tier 3 ships first, then the Tier 4. I got the Tier 1s, then the Tier 2s, then the Tier 3s. That's a story for another time. During my early days, I was a bit of a grinder. Still am, in a way. But would I recommend this ship? Very. If you're the kind that likes to have fighters swarm your target while you hit them from, 5 kilometers away, get your hands on this ship. Specifically the Tier 6 version, because the Tier 6 version will let you get the Tier 6 Fleet version for much cheaper. Instead of 5 fleet modules, you can get it for just 1. I'm a cheapskate, and I planned on getting my hands on fleet versions of these ships, but I never really got around to it. I just got content with them. Still, this is a design I would recommend you getting. Guess there's not much else to say. Housecoat Gaming, signing off.